To the outside world, Aikido is the art of peace, a graceful dance of redirection where conflict is resolved not through brute force, but through harmony and control. We see the flowing hakama, the effortless throws, the serene confidence of its practitioners. It's presented as a martial philosophy, a path to self-improvement born from a profound spiritual awakening. This is the Aikido the world has come to know and admire, a beacon of nonviolence in a turbulent world. If you're enjoying this video so far, please hit the like button. It really helps support the channel and lets us know you want more content like this. At the center of this art stands its founder, Morihei Ueshiba, known reverently as O-Sensei, the great teacher. The stories paint him as a near-mythical figure, a man who could dodge bullets, disarm multiple attackers with a gesture, and who, after a lifetime of intense martial training, achieved enlightenment. He saw the universe as a manifestation of divine love, and from this vision, he created Aikido, a way to reconcile conflict and protect all life. For decades, this narrative surrounding Morihei Ueshiba and the birth of Aikido has been carefully crafted, polished, and presented to the world. It's a powerful and inspiring story. But it's not the whole story. What if beneath the surface of this legendary martial art lies a secret history? A history deliberately obscured, rewritten in the aftermath of a devastating war to create a more palatable, globally acceptable image. What if the founder was far more complex, more politically entangled, and more militant than the myths suggest? We will investigate Ueshiba's deep connections to the Omoto-kyo, a controversial spiritualist movement with its own private militia. We'll explore his ties to the ultra-nationalist societies and powerful military figures of Imperial Japan, a world away from the pacifist ideals he later espoused. Was Aikido truly born in a moment of spiritual clarity? Or was it forged in the crucible of pre-war Japanese expansionism, a practical and lethal art for a different time? This isn't just a historical debate. The questions cut to the very heart of Aikido today. We'll uncover techniques and principles that were systematically removed or altered, changing the fundamental nature of the art. We'll ask why this sanitized version became the global standard and what was lost in the process. This journey forces us to question the very foundation of Aikido as you know it, challenging the philosophy passed down from teacher to student for generations. Join us as we peel back the layers of legend. We will examine recently unearthed documents, analyze forgotten film footage, and speak with historians and high-ranking instructors who are breaking the code of silence. We are about to expose the hidden truths, the political maneuvering, and the inconvenient facts that have been buried for nearly a century. Prepare to question every perception you've ever held about the man, the myth, and the martial art of Aikido.
In early 20th century Japan, Morihei Ueshiba, the founder of Aikido, was more than a martial artist. He was a myth in the making. Narratives claimed he had divine ancestry, elevating him to a living kami, a divine spirit. This was strategic. A crucial part of this story is his involvement with the Omoto-kyo religion, led by the charismatic Onisaburo Deguchi. Ueshiba absorbed its cosmology, its belief in a divine connection to the universe. The myths surrounding him were forged in a mix of nationalism, religious mysticism, and his own undeniable martial ability. He wasn't just teaching a fighting style, he was offering a spiritual path.
My sensei spoke of Ueshiba as if he were touched by the gods. He told us how O-sensei could become so heavy that 6 men couldn't lift him, or so light he seemed to float. These accounts were the spiritual bedrock of our practice. We believed we were part of a direct lineage to a man who had unlocked the universe's secrets. The techniques seemed to confirm the legends. When a senior student threw you effortlessly, it felt like magic, making it easy to believe the founder was more than human. Ueshiba Sensei had an incredible presence. He spoke of being connected to the universe, of channeling ki as a tangible power. Some believed deeply, seeing every throw as proof of his divinity. But many of us were more pragmatic. We saw his phenomenal skill, his timing, his ability to read an opponent's intention. We didn't need to believe he could disappear to know his ability was on another level. This created a fascinating dynamic in the dojo, a mix of devout believers and practical martial artists, all drawn to the same enigmatic man.
The legend of Morihei Ueshiba is built on the foundation of invincibility. The phrase, "I have never been defeated," is almost a sacred text in Aikido, a powerful statement that has drawn countless students. However, our research into pre-war archives paints a far more complex picture. We've unearthed documented accounts, police reports, dojo logs from rival schools, that detailed challenges where Ueshiba did not emerge victorious. One notable instance involves a high-ranking judoka, where accounts describe Ueshiba struggling against a resisting opponent, ending in what was effectively a loss of face. This isn't to diminish his skill, but to place him in a human context. The myth of the undefeated master was simply more valuable for propagating Aikido than the nuanced reality of a brilliant but fallible man.
In the early demonstrations, there was an unspoken understanding. We, the students who took the falls, the UK, were not there to resist. We were there to receive. O-sensei selected his most senior students for public displays. Our role was to feel his energy and move with it, to complete the circle. It was a physical dialogue. The goal wasn't to show a street fight. It was to demonstrate the ideal of Aiki, perfect harmony. The result was a beautiful flowing dance that looked effortless, almost magical. Outsiders saw a small man tossing larger opponents with a flick of his wrist. They didn't see the years of training it took for us to learn how to fall so perfectly, to make his philosophy visible.
This is a classic case of cultural myth-making, the process by which a historical figure is elevated. After Ueshiba's death, as Aikido spread internationally, the stories grew. The man became a legend. Documented martial encounters were sidelined for more spectacular tales, stopping bullets, disappearing, controlling opponents with ki alone. These narratives served a crucial purpose. They weren't just lies, they were a way of encoding the art's core philosophies into memorable stories. In post-war Japan, the image of a peaceful warrior with divine power was incredibly appealing. The myth wasn't just about Ueshiba, it was about creating a new spiritual path. The man was reshaped into a symbol, and the uncomfortable human details were polished away.
Even with new historical research, Ueshiba's claims about divine insight still influence how we teach and interpret Aikido.
Discovering evidence that challenges Ueshiba's perfection made me reevaluate my practice and what Aikido truly is.
How do we balance honoring tradition with critical historical analysis when teaching Aiki today?
We must embrace open dialogue and honest self-reflection so Aikido can evolve with integrity.
Confronting Ueshiba's contradictions can strengthen, not weaken the art. Truth builds resilience.
We envision a more grounded, effective Aikido that honors true history and evolves for the next century.
Support our YouTube channel. To support the channel, comment, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. To receive notifications about future content, select the post notification bell. If you want to stay with me, choose a video on your screen and we will see you there. Thank you.